And welcome back! Here we are in round 2 of the single elimination bracket. I am Pat, here with Hat. How are you doing, Hat?
Apart from my voice being half gone, pretty good.
Oh yeah, voice being half gone, that's the best time to do commentary.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I'm going to a convention like this weekend as well, so why bother recovering my voice? I will not be able to speak on Monday.
Hat, please try to rest your voice every once in a while. We need it.
No.
We need it. Yes.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's also battle time. That doesn't rhyme actually because M and N. Anyway, let's get on to it. We're going to start with Clam Blitz on Flounder Heights. A very funny mode. It was in Splatoon 2 actually, because Clam Blitz wasn't in Splatoon 1 and Splatoon. This map was in Splatoon 2. So it's always nice to see. I haven't seen that much Clam Blitz on this map mode. Actually, let's see how we're gonna go. See Goose coming out with that ballpoint, and we see Boba also running the Stamper, with Octokid running the Nautilus. So Splatling versus Splatling, also very fun match to see both of teams conquering the middle very, very fast, but they have to get some splats in order to get some ground and get some clams. 7 clams already on the side of Boba, 5 clams on Velocity D2, so they're stacking good in those clams. Only one more clam for Boba to get a power cut already. One of the splash shots goes down for Velocity, and this is the opening Boba was looking for, but a crab tank says no and gets a single splat. There comes the thing from the, especially from the Stamper. Doesn't get a splat, unfortunately. He also gets splatted themselves. That's unfortunate, but that's a good opening for Velocity. It's with 3 players down. They are bound to get this opening push off. Enough clams on the board to make a power clam as well. This might be the opening that they're looking for. With a little slow is gonna allow Boba to respawn, and it's gonna wait a little bit longer to get their first push going.
Yeah, Luna with the splatter shot just surviving long enough for the rest of Boba to come back in and give the defense. And that's the thing with Flounder Heights. It doesn't matter that you have the clams. You need to take control of mid and be ready to push before the enemy respawns. Because like getting the advantage is so important on this map. And the clams will come after that. And Velocity right now, they have control off top, but they are just looking to find a way to push in. Boba is not letting them though, and Boba, like, they are on the defense, but they are defending very well, and right now they are getting back into mid and getting control of their zone. That means, like, right now Velocity, they have to get back that control while keeping that Super Clam alive.
It's gonna be a tricky one. I think the problem with Velocity is just a little bit too slow for these kind of pushes. Like, they can get the splat, sure, but then they're way too slow to react. And with 2 players down, it's gonna be difficult. Though there's also a player down for Boba. It's gonna help Velocity a little bit preventing the push. Boba also doesn't have too many clams. A power clam just got collected, and this is going to be interesting now because Boba is going in, and they're going in deep. That Octo Stamper using their special gets a splat with it as well. Very, very good. Now 2 people down for Boba is going to end that push opportunity, and that's going to be a big opener for Velocity as they splat in the basket. They're finally pushing in. It took almost half the game, but the first 20 points are scored. Will it be at 20 points? Will it be more? Sam is trying to get some clams in. Splattek got some clams in. Very good, very good. 71 points. Unfortunately, that's not a big lead, and a wipeout is going to end that push and also instantly set up Boba to get their push in, but they don't have any specials. No team have any specials right now. This push is going to be a little bit difficult for Boba.
Yeah, Velocity can be pretty happy that they opened the score, but just to get some extra clams in, just to have 71 instead of 80 on the HUD there, they lost 3 players doing that. And they gave a wipe to Boba. They gave really Boba the opportunity to get back in the game and mount an attack, something to get control of mid. But right now, it looks like Velocity didn't pay that much for it, and they're back on the attack, back forcing Boba to be on the defense. And right now, it's 2 players down on the side of Boba, and Velocity is going to push again, probably. They don't have a Super Clam at the ready. Oh, wait, they do have a Super Clam at the ready now. And that's pretty much all they need. If they maintain the situation as it is, they're likely to score a bit more.
Yeah, I feel like the 3 players they gave up earlier for the 7-1 points was actually good because of how close these teams are. It might have actually won them the game if Boba is only to score one power clam and no other clams. We'll have to see. It's a 3v3 scenario, but Sam goes in, throws that power clam and breaks that barrier. He's gonna help them. 2 players down for Boba again, and there's more points are finally being scored. We're talking about big points now. We're at 53, but there's Ori coming in from the back. Can I get some more clams? Gonna risk their life. Unfortunately, 2 people saw them and are like, nah, let's not do that. Kill them off quite quickly. And now 53, 38 seconds left for Boba to get a push in all the way to 52. That's a big, difficult push, but that first power clam, it does not have a single penalty on it, so it's going to 80 instantly. So after that, it's not that big of a push, but let's see if they can actually do it, because they haven't done a single push in this entire game. Inksuka coming out from Velocity is going to help, but Splatak being splattered by the Inkjet. Inkjet looking for a second when the assist of the teammates gets a second. Here comes the Stamper against the Crab. Crab fading. And this is going to be a very difficult one for Velocity as Boba opens the basket. They're still pushing in some clams. 5 clams on the board for Boba. They lost the Slusher. Gonna be a problem. They lost another player. 3 players down. It's the Boba clam that will save the game as Boba comes back with 1 single push in overtime to claim that victory. Only 8 points actually. There's not a whole lot of points in clam.
Yeah, that was so close. I mean, Boba in the end did what Velocity failed to do the whole game. In Velocity got control most of the game, but every time they were getting the basket open, they were just like losing players trying to get just a few clams, and they did not manage to sustain the push, even though they were trying to. And so every time Boba had the opportunity to get back in, to get back on the attack, like Velocity, every advantage they got, like, translated in a very, very small amount of points. And in the end, Boba, they got 1 good push, and that's all you need to get back if the enemy doesn't manage to really get that sustained push that Velocity really struggled to get all game long.
Yeah, I do want to give a little bit of slack to Velocity though, as they saw that power clam coming, like they knew it was coming, and they just couldn't. They missed the shots or whatever. It's unfortunate, but at the same time, like, so they could have prevented it from happening. But hey, that's Splatoon for you. I gotta say, whoever threw that power clam from Boba threw it at the exact perfect moment. So that's very, very good for them. We're going up to our next game, which will be Splat Zones on Brinewater Springs. A map that somehow gets chosen a lot in counter picks, and it's one I do not understand at all. Because it's so boring.
For counter pick, like, your goal is not to have fun, it's to win. And if you have range advantage on the enemy,
I mean,
Brinewater Springs is very good, and that's how you win. Like, that's I think that's the kind of map that you want to have in your counter pick pool if your team has a good range options and like good options to really create the threats you need on that map. And not every team is able to do that, so that's what makes it such a good counter pick.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I guess I just don't like it, but I like casting it all actually. It does get some very good battles, especially Rainmaker. Unfortunately for me, then, that is Splat Zones, which I do think is the most basic of Splat Zone maps, which is in a way not a bad thing. It really highlights like your team's strengths and weaknesses, and also your highlights of how well can you dodge if you fight against an Eeltail or a ballpoint and you don't have one. That's something I heard some other teams. I think Dutch teams who also had this map once. I was talking about a map like this to the players there, and they said, well, it's really just about trying to dodge the guy or the girl who has the most range. So let's see who has the most range here. Both teams decided to go for a ballpoint. Very, very similar composition actually. Going by pure statistics, Velocity has more range because of that Slosher being so stupid consistent with damage. But let's see if it's going to transfer to a victory as that Katana from Boba gets splattered instantly, allowing Velocity to get some good ink on the zone. Capture this as well, starts the first push. Everett Boba respawned, but again the Stamper goes down. That's not the way you want to start this game. As Velocity loses the zone though, gives it to Boba, which is very good. Giving up one player to capture the zone is good, even it's not how you want to start the game with 3 players down for Velocity. And a ball point somehow surviving.
I didn't see it. But
It actually
instead, ballpoint.
completely swapped around for boba. I did not expect it to open like that. Sure.
Yeah, ballpoint's just super jumping back. Nobody noticed, and it looks like boba is going to get like that first control of the zone. And as you said, like range. On this map, that's pretty simple, really. The range gives you so much advantage, and it's all about how you play against and around it. And right now, boba is like they got some penalty applied to them, and right now it looks like Velocity is going to be able to take the zone and take control of the zone. That's going to be a wipeout on boba, and Velocity finally in a good position to threaten things and advance.
Yeah, they sure are. And boba is actually being held back quite a way in their spawner, all the way back at their ramp. Velocity is also about to swap the lead as they're only a couple ticks away, and there it is, lead to the spot to Velocity. Boba is trying to push in with that inkjet, but only 2 players alive. They're gonna do a whole lot, especially when Duelist is being pressured by that ballpoint. Spatling, Velocity is really doing the work that they're supposed to do. The work they didn't do last game, but they lost last game in overtime, so maybe that spells a little pattern here as Boba neutralizes the zone, trying to neutralize it. There comes a strike going to prevent that zone capture for boba. They will try to do it again. A very well activated crab tank against the dualies is going to prevent them from splatting 2 players down though by the Ink Super. They have to pay fast. It's a full wipeout on the side of boba. I don't know what's happening, but Velocity somehow captured the zone. Splatting was alive at the right time, and that is going to save their game, giving us a 1-1.
It's really Velocity managing to keep the zone from getting penalty. Like, they kept the zone blue, the zone got neutralized, but it never got yellow. And really, like, keeping people around the zone, painting the zone constantly, really gave it to Velocity. And it's really, as you said, like, this map is not complicated. Just dodge what's thrown at you and paint the zone. And it's really like testing teams on their fundamental aspect. And right now, Velocity just showed, oh yeah, we can just like stay there, paint the zone, and outlast you.
They definitely showed it, but now they have to show it one more time against boba, and that will be tower control on Eeltail. And, you know, I feel like Velocity is going to have a lot of fun in here because they run a slosher. Boba does not. Or it's the other way around, I don't know. Yeah, no, Boba wasn't running a slosher, it was a Velocity, right?
Yeah, but Boba runs a Stamper, and Stamper is also very good in these situations.
That's actually true. So it will be interesting. I feel like everyone else kind of runs the same kind of weapon, so you can't really judge it on that. And I feel like these 2 teams are also playing very equally here, so that's also fine. It's going to be a big battle between that Stamper and that Slosher. I'll give you that.
Yeah, so far from what we've seen, Velocity has shown a little bit more solidity, like they're a bit more regular in what they're able to do, but Boba has the explosivity that we've seen in that Clan Blitz game, and really like they have a potential to get in to make a big attack that really hurts. And in tower control, it's not about like being in control for as long as possible, it's really about getting as far as possible into enemy territory, and let's see what they're about to do. Oh, I see a Tri-Slosher from Tiff Jam.
Yeah, like a Tri-Slosher. Oh! Double Slosher coming in from Velocity. They are not messing around here. They want to get this dub, but it's a little bit of a risky play because X-Slosher can backfire so hard if you get constantly flanked. And that Stamper... Oh, I heard a Stamper really loves to flank. So I wonder how this is gonna go for Velocity, for that X-Slosher. You see the Ink Suka coming out quite early. Doesn't get a splat, but does some huge sturfing. Now the Craptor comes out to protect the tower against Goose, who's trying to ride it, just waiting on the side patiently until the crap is over. Gets on it now to capture checkpoint 1. Forced off again. Oh. Sam lurking around the tower. A lot of players down for Boba as Velocity is now on that tower, getting the lead and also getting checkpoint 1 here.
Yeah, really great patience on the side of Velocity, really showing, okay, we know that you're going to try to run at us, and we have the Explo on the machine. That's going to punish really you going forward and trying to get us. Like, we have the angles to really stop you, to really punish anything we wanted. But right now, Velocity, as they try to push, they get punished themselves. And boba is back on the offensive.
65 is a decent push. It's not too far in this map. Checkpoint 1 is going to be fucking annoying though. Oh, I said a swear word. I cannot do this. I haven't cast in so long. But checkpoint 1 was going to be annoying because the crab tank and that X-Flow. Luckily for boba, they got the checkpoint with a loss of player, a loss of Stamper. It's going to make it a little bit difficult. Inksuka coming out, trying to cover whatever the Stamper has lost when it gets splattered. Doesn't do a whole lot as the tower only goes to 83 and gets neutralized to the center. Velocity again on it, but everyone's going left and right. 2 players down for Velocity. There's nothing good. Make that 3 players, and this is the opportunity that boba was looking for to push. Splatek now in the center, but being pressured so hard. Does have to split. Inksuka gets a splat as well. Getting jammed. The Tri-Source is huge. Tower at 69. Nice. They're about to take the lead, but unfortunately there's no one to take the tower other than the Stamper. The Stamper is very busy fighting off a lot of people. It's a very decent push for both. It's just not enough.
Yeah, and it's really like that splatter shots staying on the ground and being able to throw the bazooka get so much attention, really gave the rest of Velocity the time to come and defend. And right now both teams are back at trying to get control of mid, get control of that tower to be able to get another push, and it looks like Velocity is trying to get that push, but that's not gonna go anywhere until you're able to get some picks. And we see the splatter shot is getting splatted, and right now Velocity still doesn't mind looking to get in there, and that Zuka is maybe able to create some opportunities. And they're at the checkpoint right now looking to get it. It's oh wait, it's just 2 players left standing, but they don't care, they get the checkpoint anyways.
Yeah, that's what you want to see. Velocity. They have D2, eh? I mean, D2 probably stands for 2 players alive, and you're gonna capture the checkpoint anyway, because that's exactly what they did. I mean, at that point, right? You lost 2 players. You're only 2 players in. What are you gonna do? Yeah, almost a checkpoint. Why don't just risk capturing the checkpoint? I think that's a very good play from Velocity. But now comes boba again, pushing 2 players down for Velocity. This is just like a Clam Blitz game where they are going in a very late game attempt to capture the checkpoint and get the lead as well. They're about to capture the checkpoint, and that lead has now been swapped to boba as Velocity again loses two players. The buoy bomb is on the tower. The Spamper has been splattered. Yeah. Will it be enough? The tower is neutralized, and it is in the hands of Velocity, but it's going to be a very tough pill to swallow here, as they now have to push from 49 to 40, and they still have to go from the middle to 39 as well, which is going to make it a little bit tight. It's going to happen here probably. They have the opportunity. They have a special ready. I believe 2 other special should be ready soon as well here, Pat, as they're trying to create this opening for this push.
Yeah, it looks like Velocity is just struggling to get control of that tower. Boba is everywhere on the map, creating the maximum chaos possible, making sure that Velocity cannot just move forward because they are flanked right now on all sides at the same time. But they get the best of it. They don't care, and Boba right now is struggling. Velocity is going to get that lead back commandingly, and with that kid on the tower using that X-Flow perfectly, making sure that there is no angle of attack on the tower. Velocity is just running to the tower and is going to KO with 10 seconds left on the clock, Hat.
I did not expect that. I'm going to be honest here. I did not expect Velocity to come back so strong after having such a tough pill to swallow. But they don't want to lose yet, as boba, unfortunately, with a mighty fight, by the way, especially the Clam Blitz game, just didn't have the strength to beat Velocity with 2 very strong teams and a very close fight. It will go to Velocity though, and I believe this is a single elimination bracket, so that would be the end of boba. But considering they were seed 23, I think they placed pretty good, if you ask me, for the seeding.
Oh yeah,
especially almost beating Velocity, so that's good on them. Velocity will now fight Megawatt 1 against KYDC so let's see how that's gonna go between these two. It will be going, I believe, on a tiny little break to get our next match ready.